Hello there and welcome to the final Premier League match review for Liverpool versus Newcastle, where we won 3-1 to finish the season on 99 points. And it's finally time I can go and actually have, I'm not a drinker. I'm never really much of a drinker at all. Don't really like to drink, but I do like a couple of drinks here or there. Here is my second favourite. Now, you have to say it properly. If you're not saying it like this, Disaronno, you've got to have the hand movement. Hand movement is key. If you say it without it, it's just not right. Disaronno. We're going to have a Disaronno. Now, it's 5-1 in the afternoon, and you know what? I don't care. I have been awake since 1 o'clock in the morning because of when I start my beautiful job. So we're just going to pour a little bit. We're just going to have a little one. Just going to have a tiny one as the video goes on. Whoa, okay, that's not really a tiny one, but hey, we'll make our way through it for sure. Anyway, let's get into the match review. We're finishing off the season, and obviously yesterday, every single game kicked off at the same time. And I'm watching it. I'm watching one on one iPad here, on my old iPad with the smash screen on it, but it's still sort of viewable. On my PS4, I'm watching the Liverpool game. Everything else is kicking off, all things nice, fine and dandy, and 25 seconds into the game, Liverpool go 1-0 down. Dwight Gale, and I'm looking at it, and I was like, Dwight Gale, does it have to be Dwight Gale? He's like the ghost of Christmas past, of, Cristanbul, really. I'll never, ever forget that result when we were 3-0 up, and Dwight Gale comes on, of all people for Crystal Palace, and basically makes us look like, it felt like a loss. We went 3-3 in that game. He comes, we were just asleep. I don't know why Gini Wijnaldum felt the need to roll the ball to Jonjo Shelvey, and Shelvey just literally split second, saw the opportunity, fed the ball over the top. Everyone else is like, what? Nico Williams, unfortunately, is the guy that's playing Dwight Gale onside, but Dwight Gale was quick enough and he was alert enough to get himself right onside, make sure he was onside, and put the ball in the back of the net under or just around Alisson. Alisson was fuming, and rightly so. And we were 1-0 down within 25 seconds. And it was just like, please don't be this type of game. Please don't be this type of game. And thankfully for us, it wasn't. Virgil van Dijk comes up really, really big with a nice header. What minute was it? Let me just have a look here. The 38th minute. It was a really nice assist by Oxlade-Chamberlain. I was really happy to see it. I don't know why I was especially happy to see Oxlade-Chamberlain get that assist. I just was. Like, as happy as I was, equally as happy as I was to see Van Dijk score. What a looping header that was. Really deceived the keeper and the defenders as well. But I was so happy to see Oxlade-Chamberlain get that assist as well. I really was. He gets a bit of a slating from opposition fans. I don't care about opposition fans. He's a Premier League winner. That's all that matters to me. We really started to turn things up a little bit more in the second half, though. We were a bit flat, it has to be said. The lineup that we went with, I was happy to see it. Like, I was happy to see Minamino getting a chance. I was happy to see Origi getting a chance as well. I just want to go back in and refresh what that was. Oxlade-Chamberlain out wide. I've never normally been a fan of it, but if he did well yesterday. He did well once we grew into the game. The midfield of Wijnaldum, Milner, and Keita wasn't bad. Like, we weren't bad throughout the entirety of the game, to be fair. We just got caught napping very, very early on. Otherwise, the only thing that you could criticise is that we did feel flat. We felt flat. But then, Divock Origi puts this ball in the back of the net, and I've seen him score similar. Might have been against Everton a fair few seasons ago, I think, when we were making that run to the Europa League final. But in the Premier League, we'd had a really positive result. It may have been the game where Funes Mori injured Origi, because he was having a really, really good game, and I'm pretty sure he put one in. But he bent the ball in. Like, it was a really great goal. And I saw it, and I was like, get the fuck in. That was absolutely fantastic. Really, really nice. And a lot of criticism gets, levelled at Origi's way. Sometimes it's warranted, and sometimes it comes across, I don't like to see people being abusive. I really, really don't. If it's like criticism that's warranted, like it doesn't look like he's maybe trying enough, or he's maybe not finding the right passes, he's not taking the right shots, not taking the right opportunities. This one was just literally, you saw him, he must have seen the picture, must have seen the post, and just thought, you know what, I'm getting it in there. And he absolutely did, and it was very, 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 very good. 5 minutes after that one, and it was literally like, if you saw, like, prime 90s, you know, late 90s wrestling, and if you saw, like, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and, like, Shawn Michaels all come down to the ring at once. This was like when Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, and Bobby Firmino all came on at the same time. Like, you've just gone 2-1 in front. Newcastle have just gone 2-1 down. And they're looking at those three coming on at the same time. They must have literally, collectively, shat a brick. Because I would have. I really would have. And Mo Salah hits a shot off the post very, very early on. It's not until the 89th minute when Sadio Mane scored his goal. And Mane basically just took a Reegies and just went, yeah, watch what I can do. And Mane just, what a magical player Mane is. What a magic. In fact, I'm just going to take a sip for this. Oh, you know what? That hits the spot after work. It really does. You know when you can feel a drink like going down your body? It's just what this stuff does. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. Yeah. No, Mane's was an absolutely beautiful goal. It really was. All of the goals were fantastic for us. Really, really great for us. And what it means for us, we don't need to look at the table, but 99 points. Highest points total in our history. Absolutely fantastic. And I want to go through some particular stats that I found on a website. I think it was MSNBC. Not MSNBC. I think it was just NBC Sport, actually. So, I want to go through some of these stats. It's not every stat, but it's just one of those that I felt, you know, let's just revel in what we've done just a little bit more. Let's just revel in what we've done. We'll come back to the performance that we had yesterday as well, a little bit more. But number one on this list is we are the fastest team to a title win. With 7 games to go remaining of the season, obviously it was Chelsea beat Manchester City 2-1, which handed the title to us. We would have got there anyway by ourselves, but it confirmed to us that we were the fastest team in history to win the Premier League. Also, by that token, and I didn't realise this at the time, I didn't know, because we've never been champions, I didn't really pay attention to other teams when they played their games after they'd won the title and stuff like that. I didn't realise you got a guard of honour in every single one of your remaining games. I didn't know that. And we've had the most guard of honours in the Premier League because of how early we won it. And yeah, it's just magnificent. Some great... By the way, I will say, Manchester City gave us the worst guard of honour out of all of them. You know, and we played like, what, Chelsea, Arsenal, you know, other teams like that. We played some, you know, other big teams as well. Man City, literally, like, our players hadn't gone all the way through the guard of honour and their players were breaking off. Bernardo Silva didn't even clap. Classy. Anyway, let's get over that. One that I find absolutely magnificent, unbeaten at home again. 3 seasons in a row, we've been unbeaten at home. That's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous. So what, you play 19 games at home, 19 games away a season. Pretty sure that maths is right. Let me just work that out quickly. Yeah, it is. Definitely. 100%. It is. Yeah. So, 38 games, which is 2 seasons. Add another 9, which is 47, 57. 57 games unbeaten at home. 3 seasons in a row is nothing short of absolutely fantastic. I, hand on heart and touch wood, never saw these types of runs coming for Liverpool like 4, 5, 6 years ago. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever believe that when someone turned around and said, Anfield will be a fortress, it is. It absolutely is. It could not be more of a fortress. And that is absolutely exceptional. Absolutely fantastic. I'm so proud of that. That's actually really, really good. It's our best season away from home. We won 14 matches away from home. It's a new club record, most away wins in any league campaign. We've equalled the most Premier League wins in a season. I think that's tied with Man City's 2017-18 and their 2018-19 with 32 wins out of 38. Again, magnificent. And it also shows you what the benchmark is for everybody else in the Premier League, including us and Manchester City, who have set these records, or equalled these records, I should say. It sets you. This is the benchmark. If you want to even challenge for the league, you have to be getting 29, 30, 31 plus wins. That is ridiculous standards. And it also shows there's very, very few margins for error and very few, you cannot make too many slips. You really, really can't. So we equaled Man City's winning record. So from October 2019 to February 2020, Liverpool won 18 consecutive Premier League games, a joint record winning streak, which is level with Man City's. So, again, very, very impressive. We had the best start in the top 5 leagues in Europe. So when we started the league, I think pretty much up until we either drew or we lost, I can't exactly entirely remember. We took 61 points from a possible 63 to start the season, and it's the best start by any team in the history of the Premier League, the history of La Liga, Serie A, the Bundesliga, and Ligue 1, which is incredible. And when you think of the competitiveness that is in the Premier League compared to some of those other leagues, and I will name Ligue 1 and the Bundesliga as the key ones there, nothing short of magnificent. We had the biggest lead in Premier League history at one point, as we went 25 points clear in February. We've had 8 league title wins in different decades. That's pretty damn awesome. This is more than any other club. That's... God, I absolutely love this club. I really do. I absolutely adore this club. Beating every team in the league for the first time, which is... Wow, that's quite exceptional, actually. That really is. And equal best home records in the Premier League. So Liverpool amassed 55 points from the 57 available to them at Anfield in this season's Premier League. So the joint most any side has earned at home in a campaign in the competition, alongside Chelsea 05-06, United 10 and 11, and Man City 11 and 12. And those are just a couple of stats. There's just some things that I just wanted to have, like, cherries on top of what we've done so far this season. I say so far this season. This is it. The season's over. Season's gone. We're the champions, and we have done absolutely magnificent things. The fact that we finished this season 18 points clear of Manchester City as well. Man City have been really, really good, and they've been actually pretty decent, since the restart and everything like that. But there were too many errors by everybody else in the league, and we were just that good. And that is just a straight face. I'm not bragging. It is literally down on paper. All right, we didn't get the 100 points. We didn't get the 101 points. We didn't break the points record or anything like that. But we have been an absolute juggernaut for the last 2 seasons, and over the last 2 seasons as well. It must be said, I know that between 17-18 and 18-19, that Manchester City got 198 points. Liverpool, from last season and this season just gone, have 196 points. There's no question in my mind this is one of the best teams in Premier League history. I'm not going to turn around and say it's the best in Premier League history. I'll leave that up to other people, because I don't really care whether it is or not. I genuinely, hand on heart, don't care what an Arsenal fan or a Chelsea fan, a United fan, a City fan, or what. Sometimes even some other Liverpool fans as well. I don't care if this is considered to be one of the best teams in Premier League history. That's not what this is about for me. All I want is to see my team doing the best that they can, trying as hard as they can, and winning as much as possible. That's all I want to see. If records and stuff tumble because of that, because of what we do, and we win more titles and stuff than that, then so be it. But I'm not levelling expectations of breaking records at this team. All I want to see every single time is 100%. And I can pretty much hand on heart say 99, maybe even 100% of the time this season, I have seen 100% effort out of this team, out of the manager, out of this club. I can't pinpoint any other time where I thought we were lacklustre, we weren't trying on that day. I cannot think of a time. Some people might point to, cup games and stuff like that. To be fair, I think we got a little bit done over in the Carabao Cup. I think that was out of our control. I think with the FA Cup, I think we did what we could. But we didn't get a lot of service in terms of you know, postponement of games and stuff like that I've seen in previous years, when I know that like United were going for like Champions League, the Club World Cup at one point as well, and they had like, you know, they had deferred matches. We didn't get that. We had to play a youth team against Aston Villa, while our main team, our first 11, went out to a completely different country to play a completely different competition within 24 hours of that other game. People saying that we disrespected the cup and stuff like that, you don't know what you're talking about. You really, really don't. And you just want to be a big voice. You know, and the fact that Aston Villa beat us that night on 5-0, it makes no odds. I was really proud of the kids that we had involved in that game as well. I was really, really proud of that. I am so proud of what this team and what Jurgen Klopp and what all of the staff and what the club and the owners have done for us over the last couple of seasons, you know, with a magnifying glass. The seasons before, like last year and this season, were excellent as well, compared to what we used to have, what we used to have to accept. That we were going to be we were always going to be we were always going to be the bridesmaid, never the bride. That's how I always sort of seen it. The closest that I felt that we were going to get, when Brendan Rodgers took us as close as he could. And you know what? I'm actually, you know, on a side note, and I will do a separate video about the other Premier League games and everything like that. Maybe not in detail, but about the results and what the table means for everyone else. But I am genuinely a little bit gutted about Brendan Rodgers and Leicester missing out on top 4. Because Brendan Rodgers is a very good manager. But he has these moments where he's stubborn. And he sticks to what he wants to do. What he feels will do. He could have gone a completely different way against Manchester United and got a win. I purely believe that. He could have got a win yesterday and hit top 4. But he didn't. He stuck to type. He went with his back 3. I'll cover this at a different time. Let me just read what has just popped up on my iPad screen, though, because this is what I'm recording it on. Dejan Lovren has left Liverpool. He's completed his move to Zenit St. Petersburg. This hasn't popped up on my phone just yet. Dejan Lovren completes his move from Liverpool to Zenit St. Petersburg, more in transfer centre. Right, this video might go on just a little bit longer, because this is literally breaking news for me. So breaking news, it's not actually even in the Sky app. Please let it be here. Please let it be here. It must be here. So the Twitter post is from Liverpool FC. We can confirm Dejan Lovren has joined FC Zenit on a permanent transfer. Everyone at the Reds would like to thank Dejan for his brilliant contribution over the years and wish him all the very best in his new challenge. All the very best to you, Dejan Lovren. I'm not going to say anything negative about you at all. You have actually provided us with some very, very decent memories, and I will never forget, ever forget Dortmund. Never, ever going to forget that one. And I'll tell you a tiny little story now. I'm going to wrap this one up on about 20 minutes. So I've got about a minute and a half. I couldn't, for some reason, I couldn't watch this game. I was at home. None of my Sky wouldn't work. Something had happened and I only had 4G on my phone. So all I could get was notifications of this game right near the end as well. And in my old house, where I used to do record videos or play games or record music and stuff like that, it was right up the top of the house and it was a sloped roof. And I've done this on a video before when I actually covered the Dortmund game a couple of years ago. This is how long I've been making videos, and I'm just not a very big channel. But yeah, I remember when that goal went in. Obviously, it's a little bit delayed on when you get notifications and stuff like that. But the notifications all came through at once, and I remember it was a This Is Anfield one, and it just said Dejan Lovren goal, and I was like, what? And I literally went to stand up, and because it's a sloped roof, I smacked my head on the roof, nearly punched my way through the roof as well, And I couldn't believe it. And I was in so much pain. I was in so much pain that I'd headbutted the ceiling. I'm never going to ever forget that. And then obviously when I got to watch the highlights, like I spoke to my dad on the phone as well. He'd been watching the game and he couldn't believe what he'd seen. He said, "Did you watch it?" And I was like, "Everything went down here. Like, we've got no TV. My internet isn't working properly. I've got 4G on my phone and I couldn't watch anything. I was just getting notifications." I'll never forget that. I have been critical of Dejan Lovren, and I think rightly so. I've never been abusive. Never, ever been abusive. But genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, as a Liverpool fan, all the very best to Dejan Lovren in his future venture at Zenit St. Petersburg and for the rest of his career. Honestly, 100%, I wish him the best. I wish him nothing but the best. I will never wish him ill or anything like that. He has never been... He's never spoken out negatively about Liverpool or anything like that in general. He's, and he's always taken and some of it has been some really bad criticism by some fans as well at times. But he's always sort of taken it on the chin and come back, whether he's been on the bench, whether he's been starting. And in my opinion, he's tried his best. He's just not the best defender of all time, but we're blessed with one of the best defenders in the world, if not the best defender, and the best defensive partnership that I've ever seen Liverpool have in Gomez and Van Dijk. All the very best to Dejan Lovren. Now, that is the end of this video. There has been a lot of different tangents and stuff like that to it as well, probably caused a little bit by the Disaronno, which I'm going to have to get through. I poured far too much in there. I'm going to see if I've got a funnel, honestly, because I'm not drinking all that at 1:15 in the afternoon. I'm just not doing it, so no. But honestly, this is the last review that I can do of a Liverpool game. There is no more until the next season starts. So it's going to be transfer market led, everything like that. Things are going to happen from today onwards, maybe. We're going to have to wait and see what happens anyway. But what I want to say, just to finish off this video, is thank you ever so much to every single one of you that have ever watched a video, liked a video, even if you've disliked a video. That is entirely your decision. If you've left a comment, we've had a little bit of a conversation, whatever it is, I thank you very, very much. I am a small channel and I just do these purely for the enjoyment that I get out of being a supporter of Liverpool. I would do these even if we were losing week in, week out. I genuinely mean that, as hard as it would be. I really do. But thank you ever so much for everybody that has ever watched and maybe will watch in the future as well. I really honestly appreciate it. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. But I am going to get out of here for now and prepare some other videos talking about the final day of the season, and then we're going to look forward to some transfer news, hopefully. Thank you ever so much once again, and I'll catch you later.